India's Mars orbital mission has highlighted the strength of women in science, with women scientists and engineers playing key roles in communication, navigation, and mission planning. They have also helped break gender stereotypes in male-dominated fields and have inspired millions of girls to join careers in STEM. It has not only helped India place among the elite nations with interplanetary missions, but have also become a symbol of empowerment, proving with right resources, women can achieve remarkable feats.
Dr. Sita Somsundran, a trailblazing ISRO scientist, led India's historic Mars orbiter mission, Mangalyaan, in 2013, making India the first country to reach Mars on its first attempt. With a BSc Honours in Physics from Hindu College, an MSc in Physics from IIT Madras, and a PhD in Physics from IISc Bangalore, she also headed the ASTROSAT mission, India's first space telescope. Breaking barriers for women in space science, Dr. Somsundran earned awards like the C.V. Raman Young Scientist Award and Best Women Scientist Award. Her story, brought to life by Vidya Balan in Mission Mangal, continues to inspire future STEM leaders.
Good morning. Before we start off the interview, I would like to present a small video clip.
I work as the program director here. I coordinate all the space science activities of ISRO. Our Mars orbit insertion was the grand day. That was 24th September 2014. We'll never forget it in all our lives. If we had had slightly less velocity, we would have crashed onto Mars. If we had had more velocity, we would have just gone off as a flyby. It went behind Mars, and then for 2 to 3 minutes we just were holding our breath. Communication was established and we saw the telemetry and that it was in orbit. That was probably the sweetest words we heard on that day. It was an excellent moment. People will never forget that moment.
Today we are honored to have with us Mrs. Sita Somsundaram, who worked as the project director at Science Office of the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO. With over 30 years of experience, Mrs. Sita Somsundaram has significantly contributed to landmark missions such as the Chandrayaan and the Mars orbital mission. She is one of the leading space science experimentation experts at ISRO. She was involved in the payload characterization and the calibration of Mangalyaan. Her dedication to advancing India's space capabilities and inspiring the next generation of scientists is truly commendable. We are delighted to have you with us. Ma'am, so what inspired you to pursue a career in space science and technology?
I had completed my MSc in physics with electronics, so I was interested in experimental physics. And at that time, the ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization, was in its growth phase. So there was an advertisement and I applied and I loved the work there. And that's why I continued to be a space.
Dr. Sita, it's an honor to meet you. I have been inspired by your journey from physics to becoming a project director at ISRO. My question is, could you explain your main responsibilities in coordinating space science activities across ISRO's various units?
Yeah, I joined as program director of ISRO headquarters in 2013, after doing a long stint at the Satellite Center. My role there was actually to coordinate all the space science activities of all the ISRO units. As you may be aware, there are several ISRO units spread all over India. So at the headquarters, we have to coordinate with all of them in the science activities and follow up to make sure that these activities happen on time and also arrange for their reviews and the steps forward.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sita, for sharing your insights. It's been a privilege learning about your incredible work at ISRO.
Ma'am, how do you think that your journey and the success of MOM have changed how people perceive women in STEM in India?
As you know, immediately after the launch, there was a big photograph which went viral, and that brought into focus that there were a lot of women working in ISRO. So suddenly the world was seeing that ISRO had so many women working in the space science, and that is how many journalists and of course social media members, they started inquiring about women, how are they working, etc., etc. And really it has put a lot of focus on women working in these kind of areas in STEM, which is at the forefront. That also, it's not traditional roles, but it's even at the forefront of STEM areas. So I consider that as a major breakthrough, and many young students who are inspired by these missions. There are many other colleagues I have who have also given interviews based on these successes of ISRO with many satellites, many other satellites, and that has inspired many women to actually come into science and technology.
Thank you, ma'am. It's truly remarkable how that one photograph highlighted the presence and contributions of women at ISRO.
Thank you so much for taking your time to speak with us today. It is truly an honor to learn from someone who's played such a pivotal role in one of the most remarkable missions of ISRO. The photograph highlighted the importance and the contributions and the presence of women at ISRO and also brought greater visibility to women working in STEM fields. Dr. Sita, reflecting on your distinguished career at ISRO, what would be the most remarkable memory or milestone for you?
Memorable moments, if you say, the first science experiments I was involved in was a gamma ray burst experiment. So the first time data came of a genuine gamma ray burst was a real major moment. The second memorable moment I should say is when ASTROSAT, which is the multivalent astronomy satellite of ISRO, that was launched, and we got first results from each of the experiments which was switched on one after another. So that was amazing.
Thank you for sharing your insights and inspiring us to push the boundaries of what's possible.
Ma'am, what advice would you give to students and young scientists who aspire to work in the field of space science and technology?
I would welcome any young scientist to work in the space science and technology because it is at the forefront and always improving very fast. Having said that, in India especially, there is a lot of competition. Therefore, I would suggest that if not in space science, directly maybe in ISRO or other startups and industries. One advice I give to all youngsters is that wherever you are working, whichever field, do that well. That is the basic thing. Once you do that well, always keep your mind open for opportunities in the field which you want to work. If you get an opportunity, jump at it.
Thank you, Dr. Sita, for your insights. It was a true pleasure to hear from you about your remarkable experiences at ISRO.
I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to speak with you. Your words were truly inspiring and I learned a lot. So thank you so much for spending your valuable time with us, and it's a great honor to have you with us.
In a field dominated by men, the women behind ISRO's Mangalyaan mission quietly redefined what it's like to lead the space exploration. They played essential roles in one of India's most groundbreaking achievements. While some might have believed space was a realm for men, these brilliant women proved that it's intellect and dedication, not gender, that truly takes us to the stars. Their contributions did more than just power a mission to Mars. They empowered women everywhere to reach for the stars, while some are still learning to leave the ground. These women became role models for the next generation, showing that the sky is not the limit, it's just the beginning.
Let's talk about the real versus real magic of Mission Mangal. The film gave us those dramatic moments, but here's the real story. ISRO's Mars mission wasn't about last-minute drama. It was all about precise planning and teamwork. The movie added some flair, but the heart of the story is real. Women scientists especially made history through dedication and hard work. And the true legacy? Inspiring young generations to dream big. Mission Mangal didn't just entertain, it empowered.
In conclusion, our project on the Mars orbital mission emphasized the remarkable impact of women in India's space programs, showing that their expertise was crucial in the mission. OM not only marked a significant achievement for India in space exploration, but also served as a powerful symbol of empowerment